on the internet. It's going to be live. Gonna go live on the internet with a TV show that I used to make, and it's live. Everybody's live. Everybody gets their 15 seconds of fame. I'm gonna start recording. Gonna do it live. Gonna do it live. Are we live? Let's see. Yeah, there we are. We're live. Welcome to the live stream where we do it live. I'm Tony D, and this is Hollywoke Hot Take live. And it's 7 o'clock on Sunday, and that's where we do it live. So welcome. Oh, my goodness. I'm a little run down. I'm full of sushi. For eating sushi 2 days in a row. A whole lot of sushi. It was quite a birthday. Let me tell you all about it. Let's see. What did I do this week? So this was birthday week. Monday was birthday sushi. So it was Monday. Nobody wanted to do anything on Monday. So I just went for lunch by myself to sample the sushi for the party, which happened yesterday. Then on Wednesday, I went to Buena Connection Brewery in beautiful Buena, New Jersey. And that was fun. Then I got the door replaced. My screen door guest dog back here ran straight through it. Didn't even slow down. Didn't slow her down even for a second. I'd never seen anyone just run through a door. It's a screen, but still. You would have thought it would have caught her just for a second and then nope. Like it was made of tissue paper. But I got that fixed on Friday. And then Saturday was the birthday party brought to you by my girlfriend. Bravo. Nice job. Nice job, girlfriend. She got me a cake. Her friend made a cake. Her friend's like a professional cake person. And, oh, shoot. I should have brought up the picture. I got it on my phone. So they put the cover of Jersey Devil number 13 on it. Let's see if I can find it. Looked pretty cool. Where the hell is it? There it is. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. See if I can show you the camera. There we go. There it is. You can see the cover. It looked like a real book on top of my cake. You can see the cover for book 13 of the Pineys. So that was really nice. And so we had some friends and family come over. And I got some nice gifts. Thank you, friends and family. We had sushi, of course. And we also had meatballs and sausage and sandwiches. We had little charcuterie boards and celery and dips and all sorts of crunchy snacks. There was beer and cocktails. There was my fireplace was on. I have a fireplace. I used to never use it, but the girlfriend loves a good fire. So JEC is here. Hi. Clint Miller is also here. Hi, Tony. Is there a title for Pineys Book 20? There is. But I haven't announced it yet because I'm not ready to, but there is a title. I guess I could announce it to you guys. The title is The Pineys Book 20 Planet Piney. So there you go. Yes, so the Planet Piney will be out this month. Possibly next week. I'm hoping next week. We'll see. I'm going to do some editing this week. I don't have much going on. I've got to get some more events going on for April. And usual stuff I have to do. I'm sorry if I'm a little low energy, but the birthday stuff kept coming. And I got no sleep. And I'm full of sushi. Just because I got 2 party trays of sushi. and we had close to a full party tray left over, and I just ate that for dinner, and it was delicious. So I'm full of sushi. Oh, so full of delicious sushi. It was tuna, Christmas roll, which is like tuna and avocado and obiku, which is like the roe. There was tuna and avocado by itself, and then eel and avocado, which is good. There was some avocado and cucumber, and I think that was it. Oh, there was a mango and avocado. I got that for the girls. They don't want to eat the fish, so that was good. And yeah, everything was good. Everything was good. Are the Oscars on tonight? You know what? They may be. Let's check in with Variety. Yep, best Oscars fashion, so we'll be looking at that. I know how much you guys love that. So, what the hell happened here? Get this over here. There we go. There we go. I gotta look at this, and this. Okay. There we go. Hold on. Messed everything up. Yeah. Mr. Filbert is here. Yes, they are. Already saw the fashions. Oh. Well, they look good. Well, let's start with the fashions real quick, since Mr. Filbert already saw it. We'll just go through them real quick. Was there anything crazy? This one looks crazy on the right here. Is that Michelle Yeoh? So we got Jessie Buckley. Kind of a weird looking tube top thing. She looks good though. Jennifer Goodwin. I'm not liking the Betty Boop haircut, I gotta say, but the dress is fine. Nina Gold. Who is that? No idea. Don't care about him. Wumi Mosaku. I don't think that's the right dress for you. Kerry Condon. Well, she looks good. JEC agrees to start with the fashion. Mr. Filbert, I like to see the worst, actually. Yeah, there were some bad ones. Kerry Condon looks great. I like Kerry Condon. Can I blow this one up? No. Kerry Condon's a good actress. I like her. She was in the Banshees of Inisherin. Standard Tux. Good for you. Don't know who that dude is. What the? Odysee Azion. What the hell's going on with your chest? Is that a... What's at your side there? Is that just the design on the dress? Can't tell. Yeah, you gotta have like a rack and a half to pull off that cleavage. If you're flat-chested, you probably shouldn't be doing this. If you're flat-chested or over the age of 35 and not built like a brick shithouse, you probably shouldn't be wearing this kind of dress. I mean, she's not bad looking. I'm not saying she's unattractive, but that cleavage, I don't know. There's something wrong with it. It's all asymmetrical. It feels like everything's flopping around there. Mr. Filbert, Daily Mail does it better. Really? Odessa looks like high on Xannies. Mr. Filbert, I like flatties. You do? Well, I think you might be alone in that. Let's check over to the Daily Mail. See, like Kylie Jenner, I'm not a fan of hers, but she looks good. Emma Stone, I don't know, something's happening to her. She looks like she's slowly being drained of bodily fluids or something. Because look at the lines in her face. She's not that old. She shouldn't have that. She had something done. It looks like she had something done. And I don't like what's going on over here. She just doesn't look like herself. I don't like this look. It scares me. Nicole Kidman. I have to admit Nicole Kidman looks good, but I can't stand Nicole Kidman. I just can't stand her. I just, I don't know what it is. Something about her just, I'm instant, no, Nicole Kidman, no. But I have to admit she looks good. I don't like her in movies at all. I just don't. She was in that movie, Eyes Wide Shut, with Tom Cruise, while she was married with Tom Cruise, played his wife in the movie. I didn't believe it. How do you pull that off? How do you convince me you're not married to Tom Cruise when you're married to Tom Cruise? It's like some kind of anti-acting she has. And then she asked everybody to eat the bugs, and that was it. See, like Kylie Jenner, she has the body for that other dress. I don't know why she's here. She's not even in movies, is she? Is she? She's just hot, right? It's the only reason she goes. Like, she has a rack. She could pull off that other dress. Look at her. I mean, she's got a set. She's smuggling melons into the Oscars. Who's this? Is that Nikki Glaser? No, it's Kate Hudson. What is going on with the faces of these women? She looks weird too. Now, in the movie she was just in, Song Sung Blue, she doesn't look that weird. But man, it must be the makeup and her expression. JEC. Kidman looks like they froze her in plastidine in 1999. Yeah, she still looks the same. When she ate the bugs, that was the last straw for me, though. Kate Hudson looks better as a middle-aged housewife in Song Sung Blue than she does here. She looks weird. Her body looks great, but her face looks so weird to me. It's like they put plastic over her face or something. I don't know why they want to look that way. Now, she looks good. Is that Rose Byrne? Yeah. Rose Byrne looks good. Not really digging the hair, but she looks good. JEC, whenever someone mentions Kylie Jenner, I always think people that they're talking about Bruce. What's Bruce? No, that's Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. I know, it's weird they have the same K names. You think he would have picked a different name, like, I don't know, Linda or Penelope or something like that. I mean, his name was Bruce. He should have picked a B name, like Bonnie or Belinda or something. Here's Emma Stone again. Oh my God, how flat is she? She wasn't always that flat, was she? I don't remember her being that flat. Or is it just the bra she's wearing? What's going on? We need a wellness check on Emma Stone. Something's going on with her. I don't like it. Ugh. No. There's Nicole Kidman again. I mean, you can't argue with that. She looks amazing. These are the same ones. JEC. Kylie has like 3 kids with Travis Scott. She's got the implants so people overlook the 3 mixed kids. They look good. Who is this? Train Dreams, Felicity Jones. She looks pretty good. She looks normal. Which by comparison to the other women I like. She's not the hottest woman in a room, but she would be the woman I would talk to because the others look like space aliens to me. JC, Emma was always skinny. She just is in her 30s now. Mr. Filbert, Jones has always been hot. I mean, she looks nice. She looks normal. I like that. She looks like someone at the Oscars you could go up and say, boy, this place is nuts, huh? And she'd be like, yeah. Yeah, I have to go in now and take a picture. Sorry. Who's that? Alyssa Silverstone. She looks weird, too. She looks very uncomfortable in that dress. It's got to be hot. All up your arms like that? Bella Thorne. I forget who Bella Thorne is. She looks good. She looks pretty good, I guess. Yeah, she looks very uncomfortable in this outfit. I don't like it. It's weird, sort of black and white cookie outfit. What's going on? Don't like. No. Bella Thorne's dress is nice. Like that's sexy girl nice. It's an appropriate dress for her. She's got a good body, and it's not. It's a little frilly, but it's not like over the top. Yeah, that's a good shot of her. See through. Holy cow! I can see everything. I can see underwear. Mr. Filbert. It's funny when people who would never win an Oscar attend. All right, and then this is, what's her face? Jessie Buckley. Here is Elle Fanning. I just looked at her trailer for Margot's Got Money Problems. And she's got a hot bod. I mean, she's really hot when she puts on a bikini and stuff. So, she looks good there. She looks like she's going to prom. And see, her face is very normal. Like, her face doesn't look weird at all. Very girl next door. You gotta have cheeks. I hate these women who they're getting this operation where they get their cheeks sucked in. Mr. Filbert, Elle is super hot and cute too. Yeah, she's cute. She should age gracefully. Don't go down that path, Elle. Who's this? McKenna Grace. She looks good. I mean, it's a big dress, but nice enough, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Who's this? German supermodel Heidi Klum. That's Heidi Klum, eh? Why did I have two pictures of Heidi Klum? Oh, Kelly Ripa. Can't tell the difference between these two. This is what the surgery is doing. It makes them all look the same. I mean, my God. They're just all the same classification of older woman who you're not sure if they're hot, but they're kind of hot. Like, trying to look young, but... Mr. Filbert says, Klump should not be invited. You are a gatekeeper, Mr. Filbert. Should be there with the clipboard. Heidi Klum, out! Get out of the Oscars, Heidi Klum. You are too old. Maybe for security members... Maybe for security measures that everybody should wear a bikini. Uh-huh. That would be an Oscars. Kelly Ripa shouldn't be there either. Kelly Ripa's not in movies. She doesn't look like herself at all. She looks very thin. She doesn't look bad, but she doesn't look like herself. Like... I feel like everybody's turning into a Stepford wife. I don't like it. It's very unnatural. Who's this? Ariana Greenblatt. Not sure who that is. I guess. Not really that. Okay, is this Carrie Corden? Yeah. Carrie Corden's very cute. Very cute. Normal looking. Hot. She's pulling off the low cleavage. Not necessarily because she has a giant rack or anything, but she has a solid enough rack to pull it off. And that dress is kind of helping her. And her attitude is like, yeah, yeah, it's the Oscars, so what? I mean, she's Irish, so I don't know how much she cares about the Oscars. She looks good. That's an approval. Approved cleavage. Who's this? Barbara Ferrera. Ferrari. She's all right. Not super digging her, but the dress is mostly normal. All right, here's Zoe Saldana. Looks good. I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed by her. She annoys me now. Too much politics in her movies. Who's this? Renette Renslov. No, that's not a good dress. It looks unfinished. Looks like she's holding it with her left hand, like, whoops, I gotta keep the dress right here, or else you're gonna see everything. I don't want them to see my butthole. I gotta hold the dress. Yeah, it's a weird dress. No, bad dress in my view. I don't know about this. Tamron Hall. No, not liking that. It's like a lot of things going on here, and none of them good. I mean, she looks pretty decent. She's got a rack to pull off that first dress, but this is kind of a mess. Was she the last one to show up at the designer school, and this was the last dress they had? No, I don't like that. Ooh. Terry Seymour. That's a nice dress. She looks good in that. She's a little older, but that's a nice dress. Okay. See, if you got a body like that, you should wear a dress like that. Demi Moore. What the hell, Demi? Demi could have pulled off the dress above. What are you wearing this? What happened? Were you attacked by a cockatoo? What the hell is this? Demi's coming straight from the zoo. She'll have to just go right into the Oscars. Well, what happened? Oh, she went into the peacock exhibit, and it was terrible. No. What? Did you lose a bet? What are you wearing this for? Oh my God, that's a terrible shot of this actress. Wumi Masako. She was in Sinners? I don't remember her in Sinners. That's awful. Oh, she's not going to like that picture when she sees it. Straight on, she didn't look that bad, but that is a terrible picture. Unless she's pregnant. I don't think she is. She's very cute. Zuri Hall. Yeah, she's cute. That's a good dress. Okay. She's looking good. She looks good. Nichelle Turner. Not bad. Yeah, it's a nice dress. You can't really say much negative things about that. This is Nikki Novak. Not sure who she is. That's a bit much, that dress, but she's pretty hot, so I kind of got to go allow it. So that's good. That dress... Did you go to the same place Alyssa Silverstone went? Because I think you made a mistake going there. I mean, she's hotter than Alicia Silverstone, but the gloves... Yeah, gloves don't work. Okay, that's a nice dress. Estefano Soto. Yeah, that works. It doesn't have to be that fancy. Just wear a dress. Oscar predictions. One Battle After Another is slated for Best Picture. Oh, these are the odds, and they're adjusting as we speak. Oh, this is day-by-day adjustments. Interesting. And we're at the 15th, so One Battle After Another is likely to win according to this. I believe that's true. They're pushing hard for this. Oh, here's some more. Who's this? Amelia de Moldenberg. It's not... Yeah, it's kind of mid. Not really digging that. I think it's the black kind of needs another color in there or something. This is True. I don't know who these people are. Okay, I guess the one on the left isn't as good as the one on the right. Who's this? Yvette Nicole. Oh, she in that Star Trek series, the Woke Fleet Academy or whatever it is. Yeah, it's not a great dress. Not a great hairstyle either. Don't know who that is. Best actor, Timothy Chalamet? I don't know, man. I really hated Marty Supreme, but teach his own. Okay, I think we're done. There's Conan. All right, you want to place your bets? Here's what I think. I think One Battle After Another is going to pick up a lot of Oscars. It's going to really skew the whole thing because I think Hollywood wants One Battle After Another to win because it's super pro-communism. Begonia didn't really do that well. I don't think. I mean, I think they like that movie enough to nominate it, not enough to give it awards. F1, I hear, is really great. Probably not going to win much. Maybe a sound an award. Frankenstein's going to win like for costuming and production. Hamnet maybe might win one of those. Marty Supreme, I don't think it should win anything, but we'll see. One Battle is probably going to win like Best Director, Best Picture, and like a couple other things. Secret Agent, maybe it wins a foreign international film. That or Sentimental Value. Sinners, I mean, I really liked Sinners. I wouldn't call it a Best Picture, but out of these, yeah, probably. I don't know. If I saw F1, I guess it could change my mind, but I doubt it. I like Sinners. I like vampire movies. I didn't see Train Dreams. I barely know what it's about. So Sinners is going to get like screenplay because One Battle After Another is adapted from a book. So that's going to get adapted screenplay. And then, the actors, they're going to split them up. They're going to throw something to Marty Supreme, I think. I don't know why you would give him Best Actor, though. Mr. Filbert, proud to say I've not seen anything nominated. Well, yeah, you'd be wasting your time with Marty Supreme. Sinners was pretty good. I mean, other than one scene, I enjoyed it. Frankenstein just seemed redundant. I didn't want to see it. Again, F1 I hear is good. The Secret Agent might be good too because it's a foreign film. Sometimes those are really good. The rest, yeah, I could kind of do without. I don't really trust Chloe Zhao to direct anything, but Hamnet would be a better choice than the Eternals, I guess. I think they're determined to keep Zoe Clow in the mix until they give her an Oscar. It just seems that way. The whole thing just seems a giant waste of time, the Oscars. I thought about doing a whole Oscar thing, but I don't care. It just it just seems like nothing. Especially since it's now going on to YouTube. There's been so many awards. I mean, we practically do this every week with the fashions, right? Awards, awards, awards. Oh, what did they wear? What did they wear? How many awards? It used to be this was the award show, and then that was it. And then maybe you'd watch the Emmys. Maybe. Right? That was back when people watched TV. Now, nobody wants to see this, I don't think. Yeah, it's just... All right. Let's get into the box office, see what actually made money this week. Now, the numbers has changed up their... they've finally updated their site because they've been having all sorts of problems. So I'm going to have to click on to Box Office Mojo to find out additional information. So be advised. JC, didn't she win an Oscar for that one boring looking movie with the woman from Fargo? Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting. Yeah, Nomadland. Mr. Filbert, they used to have the Tonys too. Even less people cared about that. Yeah, that was more of a, actors kind of thing. They'd put it on TV, but it was really only for like hardcore theater people. Like all this stuff was just, it was on TV, but you watched it if you were interested. It wasn't like a national holiday. Now it's like they treat it like a friggin' national holiday. It's just not. Mr. Filbert, I heard Wuthering Heights was hysterically bad, I think you mean. Yeah. Yeah, mostly a lot of people, I mean, again, it's more like for theater majors and people who like romancy stuff. They sexed it up more, and Margot Robbie's too old for the role, and I don't know, I think she just wanted to be in it. I think it was just one of those things. As an actress, she probably always wanted to be in Wuthering Heights, and she's got enough juice so you could make it happen now. JEC, Tony's filled time during the week, air it on. Tony's filled time during the week, air it on a Tuesday when your lineup was dead anyway. You could, but these days I feel like TV is making so little money, they don't even want to bother to, like, they've created this system which everybody's in the union, so it costs them all this money to do anything now, because it used to be so lucrative. Now that it's not as lucrative, they just don't want to do it, which is a shame, because in a regular business, when things become less lucrative, you just find ways to cut the cost. But you can't with union stuff, especially in Hollywood. You're just stuck. You have to pay the cameraman that amount of money. You're not going to have cameramen. You have to pay the Teamsters. You have to pay, you have to have so many people on the set, and it becomes, everything's a big production. Like, I've had friends who worked at studios, and they were just like, the studio can't do anything without spending like $500,000. Like, they have to start at $500,000. And it's just too expensive. And I think it's becoming too expensive for them to do this stuff. Back in the day, you have to understand, there was no internet. TV was all we had, and we would just catch random stuff on TV sometimes, right? So one random year, I'm watching TV, and maybe I want to watch the Bob Newhart show or whatever was on in the middle of the week, and then it was like, oh, it's been preempted by the Tonys. What the hell is this? And then I'd sit there, and I don't know, I'd do a puzzle while I'd watch the Tonys because there was nothing else on. And then I'd complain about it. And me and my brother would sit there or play cards or something, and we'd just make fun of it. But I don't really know a lot of people who go, "Ooh, I can't wait to watch the Tonys this year," or I know a few people want to watch the Oscars, or used to, but it's just, there's too many award shows. Now there's an award show for everything, every season, for weeks and weeks and weeks. But back then it was just basically those handful of, awards. Excuse me. And they meant something. Like, if you got a Tony, you were a big-time actor, you were going to be in stuff. If you got an Oscar, you were a big-time actor, you were going to be in stuff. If you got an Emmy, You got deals for TV shows. Now, like, what do those awards mean? I mean, they've got, you've got actors with half a dozen of those awards, and they don't mean anything. Mr. Filbert, isn't Broadway dead? Who goes to New York City to see a show after 2020? We used to have a weekly magazine dedicated to TV listings. Yeah, TV Guide. I didn't get that. I would look in the newspaper because the newspaper always had it too. But Broadway, it's kind of not dead because Broadway's been so expensive for so long. Only rich people can afford to go. The last time I went to Broadway was only because, like, I had some relatives buy me tickets as a gift. There was no way I could afford them myself. And they asked me what I would want to see. And the only play that I even remotely had an interest in was the Book of Mormon, because the South Park guys wrote it. So they got us tickets to the Book of Mormon. And we got the furthest tickets from the stage you could possibly get. And they were way up in the balcony. I don't know if that was, my relatives just bought the tickets they bought, but they were $500 each. That's a lot of money. And I was very uncomfortable because the seats are now so tight in these theaters because they're trying to jam in as many people as possible. And when I say we were up above, I was basically looking down, straight down on the stage almost. And if I had taken a header, like if I was getting to my seat and I tripped, because I'm kind of tall, if I had tripped hard enough, I would have fallen off the balcony right onto the stage and died. Because it was a pretty good drop. And it was so sheer. So I just think the entire thing is, I don't know who could afford to go. And there are people who go all the time, but, they live in New York and I guess they have money. Mr. Philbin, I was dragged to a +1 to Tommy and Riverdance. Was not impressed. Tommy, I would kind of want to... I like the music in Tommy because I like The Who, but Riverdance, holy gaff. The other one I got dragged to was... I was not consulted for this. They got us tickets for Rock of Ages. Let me tell you, Rock of Ages was god-awful. Because Rock of Ages has all 80s music, but then they sing it on Broadway. So it's not like that 80s music. I grew up with that music. It wasn't that great when I grew up with it. Like, we're not gonna take it. Like, it's an okay song. I can kind of tolerate it. But on Broadway, they say it. So it's like, we're not gonna take it anymore. Like the weird sort of inflections on it. They're just, just sing it, I guess. And then they included these things that were supposed to be lighters, like Bic lighters, because back in the 80s, when you were at a concert, everybody smoked. I didn't, but a lot of people did. So they would have their lighters, and when the lights would go off, at some point during a song, people would flick their lighters, and it would look like a sea of candles. It would be kind of a cool thing. It was kind of like doing the wave. So the theater didn't want to hand out real lighters, obviously, so they handed out these like fake plastic lighters that were made in China, and when you push the top of it, it lit like a plastic thing that looked like a flame. It just was the lamest thing ever. I mean, as someone grew up in the 80s, I just thought, just give me a lighter if you're going to make me do this. And there was a point in the play where they wanted you to do that, and I was just like, this is so dumb. We actually left in the middle of that because I hated it so much. JEC, Broadway is the mecca for theater kids at this point. Yeah, they still go, I guess. It's niche. I think it's very niche. Like, you go to a couple of plays in your life. I think the average person, maybe. Some of them are good. Some of them might appeal to you. But then there's a kind of person who loves to see live theater all the time. And yeah, you can go to Broadway. That used to be the only place you could really see stuff on the East Coast. there were other playhouses, but they were small and, you know, they weren't Broadway. So, like, when I was growing up, adults would get tickets to Broadway. That was like a thing in New Jersey. Oh, we're going to go to New York next week and we're going to see this play. But now you can go to Philadelphia, so why go all the way to New York? And you can now go to Hamilton. Hamilton, New Jersey, down south where the blueberry fields are, has 2 live theaters. And they're running plays all the time. So why the F would you drive all the way to New York for 2 hours, spend God knows how much on parking? It's going to be at least $50, if not more. Risk getting mugged, pay $500 a seat minimum to go to Broadway. You drove up to New York, so you're going to have dinner. That's going to be another $200 minimum. I mean, you're talking $1,000 for a night out. It's ridiculous. If you go to Hamilton, you're going to see the same damn play. Now, you're not going to see anybody famous in the Hamilton version, probably. But I would say a lot of these actors are very talented. I've seen plays in Philadelphia. They're perfectly good. They're no-name guys, but they're very talented people. I just don't think it's worth it anymore. It used to be really worth it to go to Broadway. Now it's like, it's almost like it's something for people who are really into theater and New Yorkers. And that's why it's so expensive too, I think. But people still like to go. People still think it's a thing, I guess. I guess if you go to New York for the week, if you're insane, let's say you live in Kansas City or someplace out in the Midwest, and I always want to go to New York and see it. Well, if you're going to go, you have to see a Broadway play. So you get a whole package, and you're in New York for the week, and hopefully you survive, and you see a Broadway play, you go out to Italian dinner, and it's like a big deal to people in the Midwest, I guess. It's no big deal to me. I think the city's filthy and disgusting. I've been there many times. I went there when Rudy Giuliani had cleaned up the city. It wasn't too bad then. It was kind of nice. I started going when I was doing improv, and I went to Philly when I was doing improv, and during those times, both the cities were decent. Like I had been afraid to go to cities, but during that time I was like, oh, I was really I was led to believe these cities were really bad, and then I started going, and I thought, oh, these are good. Now you couldn't pay me to go. It's a mess. I don't want to go to the city. It's a wreck, especially Ma'am Danny's, New York. Mr. Filbert, I don't think the people who put on plays realize how cringe they are. Depends on the play. I mean, the Book of Mormon is sort of like, I think they've got a nod and a wink to it. They know how cringe it is because it's the South Park guys. They're funny. Hollywood is baked, says Indie Phantom. Hello, Indie Phantom. Yes, it is. It's very baked. Mr. Filbert, that makes sense. It's a tourist trap. True. Indie Phantom, Rudy did clean house. I didn't realize how clean it was until he had been gone for a while and the Democrats took it back, and now it's just, Ma'am Danny's doing things to that city. It may never recover. It may go like, I came up just at the tail end of the 70s when I just started to go into cities and become aware of cities. And it was bad, but it was the tail end of the bad times. In the 80s, that's when they started to clean things up. So it slowly started to get better as I went into cities more and more. But now it's gone to hell because it's a mess. We've talked about it a million times. Indie Phantom, yeah, I am allergic to the city. Filbert, Rudy did stop the squeegee guys. As they said on Family Guy. Remember when Rudy Giuliani had all the homeless people shot? Indie Phantom watched a video of New York City yesterday. No thanks now. Yeah, it's out of control. I mean, you watch stuff coming out of the city now. Look, there's always crime in a city, but now the level of crime. I mean, the story doesn't start with, oh, this guy was mugged. He was coming out of a bank holding $1,000. Now it's like a poor mother of two was brutally decapitated in the middle of the street in broad daylight, and her kids were gunned down. Like, these are the kinds of crimes that are now happening in New York. It's insane. And Mayor Mamdani should have never been elected. To everyone who elected Mamdani, you are responsible for this. You. Don't try to pawn it off on anybody else. You are responsible. And you should be made to live in that city until he's done being mayor. You should be forced to. You should have one of those collars, like in the 80s movies, like if you go beyond the barrier, your head explodes. That's what you should have. You should have one of those collars and be made to live in New York and never leave until Mamdani's done being mayor. You people are sick for electing him. Yeah, you really showed the fascist by electing a guy who's destroying the city, who obviously doesn't know what he's doing. By the way, his free grocery store is closed and wasn't free. Idiots. You paid for it. You paid for the free grocery store. And now it's closed. Because you can't have a free grocery store, idiots. And how's that free bus going? Oh, right. There is no free bus. And he raised the rates. Ugh. He makes me so mad, that guy. Anyhow, let's go on to the important things in life, movies. Number one, for the second week in a row, is Hoppers. I'm sad to see that because Hoppers looks really, really bad to me. It's a movie about putting people's brains inside of animals and letting them run around. Indie Phantom, free groceries. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, exactly. It's an animated thing. Looks like it dropped by 37%. It's in 4,000 theaters, though, for some insane reason. Well, part of this, I guess, would probably be the fact that a lot of people are taking their kids to the movies, like we've been talking about. Seems to be a thing now. Indie Phantom makes me Mamdani. Ha! Part of this is just, there's really nothing against it. There's really nothing going on here. So, $28,500, $28,500,000. Indie Phantom, Hoppers and not bunnies. So the total gross, let's see if we got, yeah, we're at 164.7 worldwide. Not sure of the budget on this one. It's probably not money yet. This opened lower than a lot of different Pixar movies. Number two, opening at number two, is Reminders of Him, which I never heard of, but apparently it's doing better than expected. Sounds like a romance movie to me. Let's see if there's a write-up of it. After prison, a woman attempts to reconnect with her young daughter but faces resistance from everyone except a bar owner with ties to her child. As they grow closer, she must confront her past mistakes to build a hopeful future. That sounds kind of boring, but... Mr. Filbert, beavers don't hop. Yeah, she's a beaver in the movie, by the way. Number three is Undertone, 9.3 million. I think, isn't this a horror movie? The host of a popular paranormal podcast becomes haunted by terrifying recordings that mysteriously sent her way. Yeah. Yeah, this didn't look bad. This looked watchable. You know, It's a woman in her house doing a podcast, getting weird recordings. And it's the undertone that is spooky. So that might be watchable. So that's number 3. Number 4 is Scream 7. And I hate to tell you this, but I kept this link out. Scream 7 becomes the franchise's highest grossing release with 176 million. That's really not good. Indie Phantom Herd undertone is slow. It looks kind of slow, but I don't know. Sometimes you're in the mood for that. But Scream is 176 million worldwide. There it is. Yeah, this is not good. Because I hate Scream. That means Scream 8 is already in the works. Scream 8, Scream 9, Scream 10, Scream Infinity, the Scream Channel, Scream, the theme park, Scream, the tennis balls. I mean, now we're just going to get Scream every week. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It dropped from 2 to 4, by the way. 8.3 million. Goat, which is doing also fairly well. It's an animated thing. 4.7 million. What week are we in for this? Goat. Yeah, looks like we're in the 4th week of Goat. Indie Phantom, good for Nev Campbell. Protest failed. Yeah. But I don't know. It seems like a piece of crap. Number 6 is The Bride in its 2nd week, dropping 70%. Mr. Filbert, The Bride is the feminist Frankenstein no one asked for. It's the 3rd feminist Frankenstein no one asked for. And it's really feminist. I think this is the most feminist one. Poor Things just was, I think it was more weird than feminist, although it was pretty feminist. Lisa Frankenstein by Diablo Cody was kind of an 80s thing, but kind of feminist too. There was another one too. There was a Frankenstein in the Hood, which I don't know, was a girl building them, but I don't know if it was that feminist. But this one is like uber feminist. Like Maggie Gyllenhaal is like, in my view, off her nut if she thinks mainstream audiences will flock to this. Indie Phantom is laughing at The Bride. Baked Maggie TDS suffer. Oh yeah, big time. Big time. She tried to tie this into Trump. 2.1 million and dropped 70% on its 2nd week. This movie's DOA. They spent $90 million supposedly on the production. 65 million on the advertising is the alleged advertising budget. And right now they're at $11 million. That is cooked, man. Oh wait, 26 million worldwide. Cooked. You're still cooked. This thing has to make 155 million just to break even, which means it really needs to make, let's say, 90 million, needs to make 180, and we know it's supposedly it's 65 million for the advertising. So 65 and 180 is 245 million. That's what it should have to make. It's made 26 in 2 weeks. It's done. It's done. It's going to make another maybe 15 million. Might get to 40. Maybe. It's done. D-U-N, done. Stick a fork in it. It's over. And it's a shame because the premise, I thought, could have been good. Frankenstein as a gangster. The Bride as his moll. You know what a moll is? M-O-L-L. But instead, they turned it into a feminist thing. So they could, I mean, Jessie Buckley's pretty hot. They could have dressed her up. Smoking hot, Bride of Frankenstein, running amok with Frankenstein the gangster. And they do like a Bonnie and Clyde thing until they kill him at the end. I could have seen that. But instead, whew, read the write-up by Johnny Olinsky in the New York Post. He said, and he's been writing movie reviews for the New York Post for a long time. He said it's probably the worst movie he's ever seen, I believe. I believe he said something like that. And then he goes through the opening of the movie. Critical Drinker has a great take on it, too. It just sounds like abominably bad. I mean, it opens with the spirit of Mary Shelley talking to you from beyond the grave. And then she goes into the future to possess the body of a woman in 1930s Chicago. Why? Because it's a movie. And then she is a woman who's undercover with the police to capture mobsters, and then Mary Shelley inhabits her body and makes her go crazy. Then she's murdered. Then Frankenstein, who's now in the 1930s for some reason, shows up and digs up her body and tells Annette Bening, who's the new Dr. Frankenstein, "Oh, I need a bride." So they bring Jessie Buckley back to life, but it's not the woman who died, it's Mary Shelley, like the woman who wrote the story Frankenstein. Because Mary Shelley's angry that they didn't get the story right in the movie, but it's happening in real life in the movie. It's not a movie in the movie, it's real life. Mary Shelley wrote the story Frankenstein. She knew it was a story. I'm pretty sure I know the Pineys are a story. I wrote it. That's how it works. Hollywood. JEC, I heard it described as a $90 million Channel Awesome movie, which I'm pretty sure is a reference only I appreciate. Channel Awesome. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't get that one. It's like Maggie Gyllenhaal forgot halfway through our idea that Mary Shelley would understand that Frankenstein wasn't real and the story wouldn't make any sense. What if Mary Shelley went forward in time and possessed someone to insist that the bride of Frankenstein was her own woman? Somebody should have told her, but that doesn't make any sense. Mary Shelley knew the bride of Frankenstein wasn't real. Frankenstein wasn't real. His monster wasn't real. It was a story she made up. She is the only person from history that couldn't be in this story. You would have to presuppose that Mary Shelley didn't make up Frankenstein, but merely adapted the story that happened while she was alive. JEC, if you got the reference, you would think it was funny. Trust me. All right. I trust you. So, yeah, this thing never should have been greenlit. And you got to watch Maggie Gyllenhaal's interview. So full of herself, in my opinion. Oh, talking about how it's our time. You know, it's women's time to make movies. And we're dangerous when we get some real money behind us. Like, what are you even talking about? Dangerous for what? Dangerous for what? You in danger of bankrupting the studio? JEC, Nostalgia Critic used to have a website that hosted other reviewers called Channel Awesome, and they would make movies together. Oh. All right, moving on from that. Number 7 is Kiki's Delivery Service, which is an old animated thing. So there you go, weebs, $1.6 million. Number 8 is Wuthering Heights. There it is, $1.6 million. In its 4th week, it looks like. I think it did okay. Wuthering Heights made 226 million worldwide. That had to make money, I think. I don't think this could have cost that much to do. I think I already checked. JC, I love Kiki. Of course you do. JC, ma'am, your film just lost $100 million. Let's see. How much was the budget for Wuthering Heights, the movie? 80 million. Yeah, so that made money. That absolutely made money. Number 9 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, back in theaters, made $1.4 million. Anything underneath this should be embarrassed that it's a movie, quite frankly. That the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie beat you on the box office, that's embarrassing. And here's the first embarrassing movie. Crime 101, $1.1 million. This movie's getting panned pretty badly. Not sure what the thinking behind that is. Number 11's I Can Only Imagine 2, $750K in its, that would be its third week. Number 12 is Epic, Elvis Presley in concert, $745K. Number 13 is Send Help, dropping from 8. That's a Sam Raimi movie at $700K. I was just talking about this movie with a friend, saying that really it's a Twilight Zone episode. I think this thing made money because it had a low budget. Number 14 is Slanted, $617,000 and $617,040. Now, I did a trailer analysis of Slanted and then got blasted and then did a follow-up. This movie, and I don't throw this word around often, but I think this movie's racist. So here's the write-up. An insecure Chinese-American teenager undergoes an experimental surgery to appear white, hoping to secure the prom queen title and peer acceptance. And when they say she appears white, they get another actress to play her. It doesn't make any sense. And it seems incredibly racist. Like the movie, all the bits seem based on racist tropes. That all the white kids are the popular ones and they get everything, and anybody who's not white gets nothing. So that's why this poor Chinese girl is forced to become white, which is so insane when you think about it. Because, of course, everybody in the movie is an actor or an actress, so they're all pretty good looking. The Chinese girl is pretty attractive, and if you know anything about, I don't know, men, Asian girls are usually held in pretty high esteem in the looks department. So it's so bizarre that she would be so insecure that she'd want to appear white and would undergo experimental surgery that would basically make her look like a different person. And then she comes back to school, and I think she has a different name, but I'm not sure. JC based. Then she comes back to school, I think under a different name, and somehow starts to become prom queen, but then it turns into like the substance, like the procedure doesn't last. She either does something wrong or it goes wrong, and she has to keep taking drugs or whatever, and so, I don't know, something happens. And it starts reversing, or it's the dumbest idea for a movie ever. Like back in the 90s, they would have made a fun movie about a girl who wanted to be prom queen and didn't have a chance because she wasn't that good looking, but she would be played by an actress who was good looking, but they would ugly her up for the movie, and then she'd get a makeover and then look great, and then she would run for prom queen, but in the process she would let her good looks go to her head, and abandon all their friends, and then realize that friendship was more important than winning prom queen, and then she would just, either not become prom queen, or she would, go with her friends and regain their trust, and then become prom queen anyway. Something like that. And it would be a crazy ride because it would be a coming of age movie, which it would have fun bits, fun high school hijinks, where, there'd be a couple idiots in the mix, but ultimately it would be a fun movie. This sounds so mean and awful and terrible. I just can't get behind a movie like this. It's billed as like a horror. Well, see, it says here comedy, drama, horror, sci-fi. That's like too many things. It's too many things. It can't be all that. It won't work. To me, it's like a horror movie because it's so bad. I didn't see any comedy in it at all, quite frankly, in the trailer anyway. JC, it's like the surgery from You Only Live Twice that turned Connery Asian. Yeah. Yeah, and even that was more fun. Remember Connery goes to Japan, and before he gets his surgery, he hangs out with the Japanese attaché, and they go into a hot tub, and they get served by hot Japanese girls, and Connery keeps saying stuff like, "Oh, I think I'm going to like it here." That's one of the best Bond movies. Oh man, I'd love to see him remake that, shot for shot, word for word today, just to see everybody's head explode. Oh, money penny. That's my terrible Sean Connery, by the way. But yeah, Slanted looks so bad. Watch the trailer if you want to see it for yourself. So I'm glad this is number 14. I hope it goes right out of theaters. I hope next week it's at 0. Number 15 is Avatar: Fire and Arse. 475K, still hanging around on its 87th day in the theaters. We're coming up on its 12th week. Can this go away now? Number 16 is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Infinity Castle from Japan, anime special for you weebs. 335K. It's in its 185th day. It's been in the theaters for 6 months. Are you weebs done watching this thing or what? Anaconda. Somehow still in theaters. Oh, they put it back in the theaters. Why? 300K? Did it get nominated for like a special effect award or something? They put it back in theaters. That's so weird. Huh. JEC. He has the surgery and he comes on screen as Asian, and it's just him in a Beatles wig and squinting. It's true. It really is. I think he has just a little bit up here, and that's it, like makeup wise. JC, Avatar tired and arse. After that is Zootopia 2, 200K, 122 days in theaters. No, 110. Surat comes in after that, 200K, 122 days. Hamnet, 200K, 110 days. Solo Mio dropped from 15, 175K. How that movie made money is beyond me. The Revenant came back into theaters for some reason. That's weird. Why would they put it back into theaters? Okay. I mean, it's not a bad movie. I like the original story way better though than the movie. I think they need to remake it the right way. Then Marty Supreme, 166K. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, 152K. That movie's not going to make its money, but I would go see that. Not in theaters, but I'd go see it, you know, on a platform. Hold on, one of the dogs came in. Are you okay? What are you doing? After that is Pillion, the gay biker movie, 138K. How to Make a Killing, 96K. Dropping from 17 in its third week. It's dropping like a rock. Oof, that movie didn't do well. The Secret Agent, as I said, Oscar bait, 57K. Sentimental Value, more Oscar bait for 52K. Natchez, $9,079. The Moment, $8,116. And Obex, $678 in 3 theaters for some reason. Okay, I'm going to check in on the Oscars. Let's see what's happening. Oscar winners as they are announced live. Let's see if we got any announcements. We have any announcements? Not seeing any winners yet. Oh, wait, here we go. Best casting, one battle after another. Oh, and costume design, Frankenstein. That scans. Frankenstein did really, I mean, just looking at it looked amazing. Animated short, The Girl Who Cried Pearls. Good for you. And is that going to be it? Nope. Makeup and hairstyling, Frankenstein. Again, I could totally see that. I think that's probably going to be it for Frankenstein. And I think that's it for the winners so far. So we'll check in later towards the end, see if anything else dropped. Probably not going to get to all the awards tonight. But again, who cares? Conan O'Brien starts the Oscars by roasting Timothée Chalamet's ballet and opera controversy. Oh my God, let it go. As camera cuts to Marty Supreme star laughing. Yeah, he doesn't care. It was just an innocuous comment. God, you guys would have thought he said something controversial. Sinners star recreate the Pierce the Veil sequence with stunning Oscar performance of I Lied to You. K-pop Demon Hunters wins Oscar for Best Animated Film. This is for Korea and Koreans everywhere. Okay. This, again, is the problem with the Oscars. Are the Oscars for the world, or are they the Oscars for American cinema with a category for international film? Nobody knows. And they don't care, and they want the best of both worlds, so they'll never answer that star. Weapon star Amy Madigan wins Oscar for Best Supporting Actress and bursts into witchy cackle. Okay. I kind of thought she was going to win on that one. I think that was one of my predictions. People really liked her in that role. I thought Weapons had some great moments, but as a movie overall, I didn't like it. That's kind of like the same with Barbarian. Like, there's some cool stuff in there. I think with one rewrite, I could have fixed both those movies, but it's very strange to me. One Piece Season 2 cast guide. Everyone joining the Straw Hat Pirates as they enter the Grand Line. So a lot of people are saying Season 2 is really great in One Piece. But there is apparently a lot of race swapping going on in the show. Whether or not that bothers you, I don't know. For this kind of show, they are working with the creator. So there is that. Of course, Fandom Pulse, he's beside himself over it. But, you know, if the creator's working on the show, then I feel like that gives it a lot of credibility. If he's got some real power to say yay or nay. you know, but and if he feels the characters are at least hitting the spirit of the show. Now, unlike say my book, The Pineys, where all the characters are related, you know, they're not related, but you know, a lot of them in the comics would be Japanese, for sure, 100%. But Saturday Night Live, oh wow, they're doing a Trump sketch. I never saw that before. Wow, good going, guys. Edgy. Oh, here's big news. Buffy reboot is dead at Hulu. Sarah Michelle Gellar says, if the apocalypse actually comes, you can still beat me. Ha 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 ha. So no Buffy reboot. See, it's not all bad news. No Buffy reboot. And that means no Buffy musical reboot. And my ears thank you. Because that musical, oh, whatever you think of Buffy, that cast could not sing, in my view. Whew. I got stuck at a con with a guy who played that Buffy soundtrack. I wanted to murder him by the end of the con. Played it all show. Just kept playing it. Oh, so bad. I mean, actors used to be able to sing. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr says TV broadcasters must correct course or they will lose their licensing, citing Trump's outrage over Iran war. Coverage, I guess? Yep, coverage. Well, they have been misleading for a long time. I don't know how you... Here's what the FCC was designed to do, for those of you who don't know. The FCC was designed to analyze the broadcast channels to make sure they don't bleed into one another. Now we don't have that. So really their only purpose should be to level the playing field so, you know, new business people want to come in and start a TV channel. They can do it, you know, at a level playing field. They don't get crushed by all the corporate machinations that crush independent media. That, of course, will never happen. So instead, they're going to try to, I don't know, regulate their news. That's a terrible idea because the Trump admin won't be in power forever, and there'll be some other administration who will take that and go, oh, we can regulate the media? Oh, we're going to pull your license because you didn't report something the way we liked it. So the thing is all those news outlets are dying anyway, mostly thanks to Trump, and thank you for that. They're useless, and the people watching them are still being misled, but you can't force them not to watch it. In fact, if you take away the licenses at CNN, they're going to even be more convinced that they were right and that the Trump administration is the next incarnation of Orange Mustache Man. So the thing to do is to let them continue on their course to die and create a more level playing field so they have more competition, so they die even quicker. Most of them are dying because of YouTube and other platforms like that. So get ahead of the curve and help people on those platforms by passing an internet bill of rights. That would really accelerate the news decline. Because if the internet bill of rights prevented, say, a platform like YouTube from canceling a channel because of political coverage, well, you know, they're going to get taken to court and they're going to lose. And then, you know, the next time it happens and somebody goes, you got to pull this guy off the air, YouTube's going to go, oh, no, we don't want to lose all that money. It's not worth it. We're not going to do that. And then you get more competition. I mean, it takes a while, but that's the best way to go about it, I feel. Nathan Fillion reveals Firefly Revival being developed as an animated series. Is anybody interested in this? Not me. I mean, I kind of was barely interested in Firefly. I watched some of the episodes. They're pretty good, I guess. But Josh Whedon is not going to be in it. I don't think it's going to be any good. And Alan Tudyk is going to be in it. His character's dead. So I think the series takes place before the ending of the show. I'm not so sure that's a good idea. And without Josh Whedon, the guy created the show, I'd be out anyway. Even if I was a huge fan of the show, I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch a Disney-fied version of Firefly where they all embrace communism or whatever. No. I don't want to see that. I'm not interested in learning the pronouns of all the characters. All right. What else we got here? Oscars, Oscars, Oscars. All right. Probably not going to find anything other than Oscar stuff on the. Yeah, here it is. Firefly animated series announced with woke activist writers attached. Well, there you go. Probably going to be full of gay stuff. So, there you go. Hey, let them run it into the ground, man. It's nothing's going to change until these people learn once and for all that they're making themselves radioactive to the general public. And that and look, it's good for a guy like me and creators like JEC because we're making stuff and people are fed up with regular mainstream stuff and they're slowly moving away from it to look for alternative means of entertainment. So let them do it. Let them woke it the F up. Who cares? It's desperate to even bring back this show at this point. And I don't know why you just don't bring back Josh Whedon to run it. Who cares? You going to tell me everybody's so perfect and pure at Disney you couldn't bring back Josh Whedon? I mean, he wasn't charged with anything, was he? I think he was sued. Netflix reveals adult Aang, The Last Airbender image, and fans aren't having the race-replaced voice actors. Okay. So let me get this straight. In One Piece, you can race swap the actual character, but in The Last Airbender, you can't replace the actors behind the characters who aren't race swapped. It doesn't make any sense. Bring back Apu, voiced by Hank Azaria, or go F yourselves. That's what I say. Because Hank Azaria did a good job. He was respectful. He wasn't racist in any way. There was nothing racist about Apu. None at all. I liked Apu. I didn't think he was a trope. I didn't think every person who was Indian was just like Apu. He was no different than any of the other Springfield characters who were also all iconic characters of their ilk, including Fat Tony and the Italian with the organ grinder monkey. So, I don't care. I think it's a dumb idea to bring back The Last Airbender. How many times are you going to bring this back and lose money on it before you go? I don't think people want to see this. Seventh Sea, 3rd edition, beloved RPG gets another shot at redemption. So there you go, if you like RPGs. If you like DS9 and Babylon 5, Razor Fist did a video about the plagiarism myth. The plagiarism myth. JEC, Avatar, Tired, and Arse. So the plagiarism myth is that DS9 ripped off Babylon 5, but like Razor goes through the evidence, he's very good at that. I kind of don't care about Babylon 5. I really never got into it. I like DS9. I think DS9 as the new Star Trek is pretty good. It started the strongest out of the new Star Trek and got better and was pretty solid all the way through. So I can see why he chooses that one as his fave. For me, it's OG, but yeah, I don't recall hearing the plagiarism myth. But Michael J. Straczynski, you know, I used to think he was a good guy, a good creator. Now I just think, oh man, that guy really has some terrible opinions. And he loves to tell people, I think. Owen Benjamin's How to Slay a Wizard is a book they don't want you to read. I don't know what that is. All right, let's move on to the Hollywood Reporter. Probably got some more Oscar stuff. Oh, let's check their Oscar update, see if we got any more. So there's Amy Madigan. There's K-Pop Demon Hunters. And there's the short. There's Best Casting. Best Costume. Best Live Action Short. The Singers, Netflix. Don't know about that. Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Frankenstein, of course. So yeah, so nothing new. Oscars, Oscars, Oscars. Everybody's covering the Oscars. Paramount will not be moving forward with G.I. Joe treatment from Max Landis. So apparently Max Landis handed in a treatment for a satire for G.I. Joe. And the studio wants it to be more like the 80s, where the characters jumped out of helicopters and shot a bunch of guns but never hit anybody. Sure. We're all in the army. We all have different uniforms. Let's fight. Look, again, I'll tell you it straight. G.I. Joe was never good. I mean, it was just stupid. They'd run around, hey, Cobra, and you know, it was just a stupid cartoon. It was dumb. They shouldn't remake it at all. They should just do another dumb cartoon. Make up a bunch of bullshit that we could watch. That was the only fun part about it. Just the ridiculous amount of characters and all their crazy names and their weird special equipment that would tie into another toy. I'm Snowplow. I have a snowmobile and a snow cone and a little polar bear that sits on my shoulder. I'm Snow Cone. I'm Aqua Freddy. I've got a fish and a jet ski and a bathing suit that's too tight for my balls. I mean, that's all it would be. They would just keep introducing these ridiculous characters. They did it on the Venture Brothers. Well, they did parodies of the characters, but that, you know, just come up with another concept, a bunch of crazy characters you keep trotting out. I'd watch that. I don't want you to go back and try to show me how Duke and the other characters can fight terrorism again. Like, I don't want it to be realistic at all. I don't care. I mean, I don't even want the cartoon, but if you're going to make it fun so I could turn it on and, like, laugh at it. You're going to make some real movie about G.I. Joe? It's just not going to work. It just didn't work that way. It was a kid's cartoon. It was meant to, like, at the end of the show, they'd be like, oh, Jimmy, share your marbles. Oh, now I know. And knowing's half the battle. That was it. It's just a stupid cartoon for kids. If you want to make a movie about something, make Thundar the Barbarian. That would be a movie. That was a cartoon that was just dying for a movie. Yeah, but you don't know that, so most people don't know that cartoon. They're never going to do that. It's a shame. The premise, rock solid for a movie. I would I would license and adapt Thundar the Barbarian in a hot minute because there's a lot of room to grow. There's no room to grow in GI Joe. It was never Cobra was never a threat. You know, if they took over the White House in an episode, by the end of the episode they'd have the White House back. Nobody would get hurt. It's just dumb. So I say good. Don't move forward with the G.I. Joe movie. Something is Killing the Children, novel coming this fall. Well, that sounds cheery. Harry Styles addresses queer baiting claims on SNL, ends monologue with Ben Marshall's smooch. Now that's queer baiting. Okay. You know, George Carlin was on SNL back in the 70s, right? He did something we like to call comedy. I don't know what you're doing. Harry Styles isn't even a comedian. Okay, he's gay. He likes to kiss dudes. I don't care. That's not funny. It's not outrageous. It hasn't been outrageous since the 80s. And back in the 80s, they wouldn't put it on TV. Yeah, David Bowie was doing that stuff back in the early 80s. And they were ready to hang him. You people, you're not edgy. You're not edgy in the slightest. This is the height of conformity. It's pathetic. And, God, I wish SNL would go off the air. It's really just, it might as well be owned by the Chinese. It might as well be propaganda. Because that's what it feels like. Vince Gilligan on Sony's reaction to Breaking Bad pitch. Single worst idea I've ever had. Okay, well, we're past that, Vince. Just go make the new show. Which some people like. I don't know. I haven't watched it. Will James Gunn become DC's Taylor Sheridan? His conspicuous absence from David Ellison's first meeting explained. I don't care. Buy him out of his contract and send him on his way. I'm sick of this dude. Nothing much going on there. Over at Deadline, more in the Oscars. Conan O'Brien skewers Donald Trump with a joke about POTUS size-driven drive to rename things for himself. Edgy Trump jokes. Housemaid 2, we start shooting in the fall, says Paul Feig. Oh, at least he's got a hit. At least he's not touching Ghostbusters anymore. Yeah, go do The Housemaid. Sure. Just make sure Sydney Sweeney's naked in it. Andy Cohen teases the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Who cares? Oscar security. Police dogs on red carpet. Choppers above Dolby. And a sense we've seen this movie before. I don't think anything's going to happen. The Iranians have pretty much got their ticket punched. So unless they built some robot that's slowly walking underneath the Pacific Ocean to get to LA, I don't think you're going to see anything, but there is always a possibility. Gavin Newsom slams FCC chairman broadcaster threat over Iran war coverage as a, quote, dictator's playbook as he teases presidential run. Well, he would know what's in the dictator's playbook because he's got a copy himself. This guy, I he scares me. He really does. If he ever became president, it would be an absolute nightmare. Fortunately, so far, he's done everything humanly possible to make sure he's not going to be president, but I don't know, man. Jane Fonda's Committee for the First Amendment issues response to FCC chair threats against broadcasters' Iran war coverage. Well, Hanoi Jane is irrelevant and should be ignored. But, you know, half these people threatened to flee the country, you might remember, at one point. Why didn't you guys just leave the country? You're all millionaires. Just leave. Just leave and go to the magical places you imagine in your brain that are better. Like Canada. Bleeding Fool. Tom Cruise and Paramount plot secret comeback after Warner exit. Okay. Not of Mission Impossible, I hope. I think we're done with that. Come on. I mean, it ran out of gas on that last one. Those last two. I appreciate that he does his own stunts and he'll talk to the, he'll talk directly to the camera and say, please see my movie. Thank you for seeing my movie. I appreciate that, but I think he should really move on. I didn't think Mission Impossible started good. I got dragged to, I think, MI4. That one was pretty good. Brad Bird, I think, directed it. But, man, can we just be done with this? And if they ever remake it with another actor, please, please do to Tom Cruise what they did to Peter Graves. Alex Kurtzman's decade-long mission, wreck Star Trek's legacy. Mission accomplished. I think they should just stop doing it, but they won't. There's too much money in it. Kiss's Gene Simmons went off on rich celebs pushing politics. I think that was from like a week and a half ago. I think I already talked about it. But yeah, he said something. Hollywood's inverted faith, the sinister secret of sinners. Well, what's this all about? Christians who think Sinners is a great film are missing something important. It dissects how the movie borrows Christian language but quietly replaces Christian theology. Plenty of believers left the theater buzzing about the tale of community tunes and soul-searching battles, but Lowe urges a closer look. Beneath its rich imagery and emotional resonance, Sinners quietly constructs a theology of its own, one that borrows Christian language while systematically removing Christian truth. I didn't really see that. I just saw vampires and stories aren't innocent fun, as Lowe points out. Stories are never theologically neutral, she writes. They build worlds where some ideas win and others get trashed. And Sinners, with its Academy Award nods, who cares, is peddling a fake gospel that feels oh so spiritual but erases God from the story. If you walked out feeling moved, Lowe isn't wagging a finger. She's asking the smart question. Powerful towards what? Because the film pushes a post-Christian vibe that's all emotion, no substance. It's subversive, and Lowe nails how it flips the script step by step. I mean, it's just a vampire movie to me, but, I like vampires, so they did have the crossroads, right? But initially, the vampires are being chased by a group of Indians. So, and one of my friends was like, I wanted to see that movie. And I think I said that too in my review of it. That kind of seemed like a good movie, the Indians chasing down vampires. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just a vampire movie to me. I mean, vampire kind of Anne Rice vampire movies where they live a long time and keep coming back. They're often very depraved, like the vampires themselves. So, but whatever. I mean, you don't have to see it. Go watch Angel Studios if you don't want to see it. And who cares that they're getting an Oscar? Stop glorifying the Oscar. Just ignore it. Just don't watch it. I barely care about the Oscars. Just forget it. The entire Hollywood system is collapsing because the money's disappearing. It's just disappearing. They're now in the process of trying to figure out how they could do all this stuff without actors and writers, and they're just, they have a bot farm I saw, and it's making, I think, $5,000 a day. And what it does, it generates travel videos live, and they're fake, but they have a phone doing the live stream against a computer, without showing the edges of the computer. So it just looks like you're there. And then the AI is generating all the video, and it's being filmed by the computer. And then, random stuff happens on the AI. It's like people fishing or out in the outdoors or whatever. Apparently they're making was it $5,000 a week or a day? I don't remember. But they're making a ridiculous amount of money for nothing, right? They just set up the computer and it just makes the money. That's what Hollywood wants to do. They want to go to the AI and, they're running their platform. Let's say it's, I don't know, Netflix or whatever. And they say to the platform, generate some movies this week. Generate a new movie. Oh, there's a Valentine's Day is coming up. Generate some romance movies. St. Patty's Day is coming up. Oh, generate a movie about Irish people. Generate a movie for the men. Generate a movie for the women. Generate a kids maybe. And they're just going to generate movies. And then they'll pick the best ones and they'll put them on the platform and they'll kind of be okay. I mean, they'll probably be about as mid as the movies we get now. And they don't want to do any work, essentially, right? It's just going to be the executives and the AI. And then, the AIs make them a few $1,000,000 a month, and they don't have any employees. That would be the goal. And then to build upon that and make it worldwide and make hundreds of millions of dollars a year just generated from AI, and to spend the money crushing any potential competition. What I think will happen, a lot of those companies will put the eggs in that basket and lose millions trying to develop it. And eventually a consumer version will be created that will fit in your laptop or even in your phone, and you'll say to the phone, hey, generate a short clip. I mean, we have that now on Grok. I can generate a short clip, right? Now, let's see. Let's do it right now. Let's see. Grok. Show me a vampire in the 1930s in Mississippi. Did I spell that right? Mississippi. And who is black? There you go. So, generate the image. Go ahead. Go. Are you generating, Grok? I can't tell if you're doing anything. Normally this takes a minute. All right, let me go to grok.com. It's better if I do it there anyway. We'll just generate something right here. Generate our own little movie. There you go. All right. Just, yeah, 2001. That's when I was born. Okay, there you go. Let's see. Which vampire do I like? I like this guy. And now we'll make a video. Okay. Where's the video? Okay, it's making a video. I hope. Give it a sec. Now we'll have our own movie. Our own 10-second vampire movie in Mississippi. And you know how this works. You can make it a blues guy, give it a song. Who was doing the music? Somebody in the chat was doing a bunch of music. The Kraken, I think, was working on the music. You in the chat, Kraken? How's the music thing going? Is this thing working? Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Make video. There we go. Okay, now it's working. So yeah. I mean, this is only going to make a 10-second video, but it's pretty impressive, I think, that it can even do that. I've been doing stuff with the covers of the Pineys, and it's just a matter of time before it's able to generate a whole 2-hour movie. And nobody's going to watch a 2-hour movie anymore, by the way. They're going to want the movie to be about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. And it'll be good. Because 15 to 20 minute movies, they'll be pretty tight.
You cannot escape the night. Your fear is my invitation. The shadows claim you now.
That was pretty good.
Cannot.
That was pretty good. I liked him. All right, that was good. All right, back to what we were doing. Yeah. So, I think a lot of this will be irrelevant. You'll be able to make your own damn movie. Razor Fist will finally get a Solomon Kane movie where he acts like a real Christian. He's just killing witches all day long. All right. The wrap. It's time for the Oscars, so never mind the slumping industry and the war. Okay. Let's see if we got any. Looks like one battle after another is now the projected winner, according to the wrap. Yeah, again, they're like pushing this, pushing it. So, and I'm sure the readers of the wrap love one battle after another. In my opinion, Donald Trump attacks yet another female journalist, calls New York Times Maggie Haberman a sleazebag. Oh no, and she's a woman? Oh no. How can you call women names? Gee, I don't know why Donald Trump would have any reason to be mad at the New York Times, do you? This is a review of Mike, Nick, and Alice. The time travel gangster film is stuck in a lifeless loop. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I am getting tired of the time travel stuff, and I love the time travel stuff. Kind of the same thing. Well, here's a review of Hokum. Adam Scott is scary good and low-key Stephen King-esque horror stunner. I don't know. I don't really trust you, the rap, so I'll take that with a grain of salt. Anti-Warner Brothers Paramount merger billboard to circle Dolby Theater during Oscars. Deal is not done. Sounds pretty done to me. But I told you it wasn't done during the first round with Netflix, but no one listens to me. Over at Cosmic Book News, more on Firefly, the animated series. New Mandalorian and Grogu stills reveal Colonel Ward mission, Shadow Council threat, and more. Who cares? Street Fighter featurette trailer reveals behind-the-scenes footage and cast reactions. I watched a little bit of this. This was kind of cool. I'm not a huge Street Fighter fan. I always thought it was, just a slightly more boring version of Mortal Kombat. But, at least they got the creator involved. The cast seems enthusiastic. I might watch it, but... Sony launches Spider-Man brand new day website as trailer buzz heats up. Whew, just launch the trailer, will ya? DC Comics artist pays homage to Henry Cavill's Superman. Okay. Here was something from this week. Kevin Feige says Marvel ignores internet noise, relies on test screenings instead. Yeah, we can tell by the way you completely ignore the internet. Please. You people must be on Reddit every day of your lives, the way you make movies. I think James Gunn is. Yeah, more on the Supergirl test screening if you care about that. It's an hour 45. At least it's under 2. Millie Alcock says Supergirl tells young girls it's okay to be bad and messy. Yeah, I don't think that's a good message to send little girls. No. Ladies, you can be a little bad and messy if you want to be. Yeah, I really don't think that's a good message to any kid. Male or female. You ever have kids? I haven't, but I have a lot of relatives who have kids. It's a lot of corralling. Trying to tell the kids to be good. I don't think you want to tell them, it's okay to be bad a little bit. Messy. I'm pretty sure their mothers don't want to hear that. So I don't know what kind of marketing ploy this is. Is this so parents are afraid to send their kids to go see Supergirl? Like, what is this? It's like they're out of ideas and they want every movie to be like $1 billion and everybody should see it at all times. It's like, can you just make a Supergirl movie? Can you just make one? Can you just make one and we all go, oh yeah, that's a Supergirl. Oh, that's Supergirl and that's a movie. Oh, she's blonde. Oh, great. Oh, she's throwing a truck. Okay. Like, that's it. That's all we want. Just make a regular movie and stop talking about it like it's the end-all, be-all of human existence. Just make a movie. If it's good, people will talk about it. If it sucks, well, it sucks to be you. They just can't do it anymore. Everything has to be everything to everybody at all times. Over at That Park Place, Wonder Man added to Hulu and YouTube after Disney Plus Nielsen's rating bomb. So I guess you'll get to see some of Disney Plus shows if they suck. Again, this is the way you want to launch your shows, Disney. You have customers who are paying for exclusive access. I understand it. They should see everything first. Like the moment it comes down the pike, boom, you show it to them. But after about 2 or 3 months, you should really start channeling it to ABC. And then put commercials on it. Right? Maybe edit out the curse words if there's any curse words. Put the commercials on it, put it on ABC, and then show it there. Because some people who would watch it for free with commercials would start watching it and going, oh, I love this show. And then after watching a season, when the second season rolls out and you put it on Disney Plus, some of those people will say, I have to wait 3 months. I don't want to wait. I'm going to get Disney Plus because I really like that show. And I always want it, and I'm done with Netflix or whatever. So now I'm going to get Disney, or I'm going to add Disney and have Netflix and Disney, or whatever. That's the way you get people in. You show them. You can't build an audience unless you show people the show. So this idea that, well, we're only going to show this on Disney or Hulu or whatever. Okay, you can get a portion of the audience who subscribes to those services. But you can't get anybody outside. You can't bring anybody in. You have to be able, or at least to show, I don't know, you could show the first episode, maybe, outside of your platform to get people interested. That's a strategy too. I would think you'd want them to see the whole show and become fans of it. And now some people like me, I'm very cheap. I'll wait I'll wait 2 or 3 months. I don't want to pay your fees, and I'll sit through the commercials. But you're still making money on the commercials. You'd still be making money off of me. What's wrong with that? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, what happened? Over at Geeks and Gamers, Hoppers maintains strong second weekend, but still has long way to go. Box office breakdown. Rachel Zegler claims she grew up without Latina beauty icons in media. Reality tells a very different story. This woman seems desperate to save her career now. Here's all she had to do. Stop talking. Like, at a certain point, stop talking. I mean, initially, you could have just been nice to people. I mean, once you were in a Steven Spielberg movie and you were on the hot list to be in all these different movies, just be nice to people. You know, it wasn't going to hurt you, especially in public. Just be super nice to people. Just whenever they ask you about something, oh yeah, I love that. I love it. I love it. I love everything. I love everybody. I love you. I love the sky. I love the floor. I love everything. That's what you do when you're a celebrity. I met, I'll never forget, the guy from The Hills Have Eyes. He was a bald guy with a face that kind of like is pushed in a little bit. He always plays like a weird creep or something in the movies. But he's like super overly nice. Like the nicest guy you want to meet. Very California. He's a chef, and we were doing an event, a Halloween event, and he was sitting next to me, and he was just going on and on. He kept inviting me to his restaurant out in California. That's something California people do, I think, all the time. They invite you places, but they don't really expect you to show up. But he was like overly nice, man. He was just so nice. And that's what I walked away thinking, man, that guy's nice. And that's the way I think most actors should be. Especially if they're famous and they're working. Because then you have even less of a reason to be bad to people. I mean, you could tune it down a little bit more than him, but, you know, that's what actors are supposed to be. Everybody's supposed to walk away. Man, I met the so-and-so. They were really nice. That's the only thing you want people to say. Like, because anything else is like, oh man, I met so-and-so. He was an a-hole. Project Hail Mary and Fortnite crossover. Fortnite? Okay. No, didn't see that one coming. Let's see. What's going on at Breitbart? Code Red exposes the truth of AI-powered autonomous weapons. Ugh, don't like the sound of that. JEC, he made his living doing conventions the last 30 years of his life. Well experienced meeting with fans. Yeah. Yeah, everybody loved him. But some people did that. I know, I won't say who it is, but I know a couple of stars. They hated the con circuit because they really wanted to be acting. But they did the cons because there was a lot of money in it. And they just they could stand it for a few hours and then they would need a break. And then they would get shut. They would go like, I have to take a break. And they would leave and they'd go somewhere. And the idea was, I have to have about an hour to myself to smoke cigarettes and just decompress. And I kind of understood that too, because I can imagine. I mean, I don't get pressed like a real big star, but sometimes I get a little overwhelmed at my table. But I could understand, like, you know, as much as Mark Hamill's kind of beclowned himself over the years, he really couldn't use the public bathroom without a security detail because they wouldn't leave him alone. So I kind of understand that, but yeah, he was just super nice. AI data vacuums like TikTok and DeepSeek are Chinese espionage tools. I try to tell people. They go, oh, you should get on TikTok. Well, you should promote your books on TikTok. No. No thanks. I'm not putting TikTok into my phone, thank you. Trump, Iran wants ceasefire. I'm sure they do. Right, war over soon. Oh, this is great. I just paid $3.49 for gas. I hope it's over soon. Rally in London for the Iranian regime. Oh my God. How embarrassing is the UK now? How embarrassing is they had a rally for the Iran? Oh, we want the Ayatollah back. There's not enough murder happening in Iran. We need people being murdered every day. What the hell? We miss being oppressed in Iran. It's just wacky what's happened to the UK. I feel so bad for the Lotus Eaters. Every one of their videos now. I'm feeling so bad. Here's how bad I feel for the Lotus Eaters and Paul Joseph Watson, who I like to watch his videos. All their videos are becoming almost every day immigration videos, which I understand because they're just being overrun every day, and each day there's another. It's like another atrocity happens in the UK, and you just go, oh man, it sucks so much over there. But like, it's over. It's steamrolled every other issue, and that's all they can do. They're, you know, it seems they talk about other stuff too, especially on the Lotus Eaters. But man, I can see how it's seeped into everything they do now. Because if they're not doing a straight up immigration video, they're doing something like just off the reservation a little bit, but then it ends up sort of like Venn diagramming into immigration, being greatly impacted by it. So like, I think it was Paul Joseph Watson did a thing on dating, but then it kind of ended up circling back in immigration because that's really impacting the dating scene. It's just so bad in the UK. I feel so bad for them. But there seems to be some momentum behind Rupert Lowe, who's going to deport everybody, but we'll see what happens. The weird thing is, and this is what Carl Benjamin was saying, unlike here, where Trump is pushing for these changes, and we keep hitting roadblocks and judges, and people keep dragging their feet. In the UK, if they get enough votes, it's done. According to Carl, anyway. Like, once they get enough votes and take control of the government, they can just, like, mass deport everybody. We'll see what happens. It sounds like, you know, maybe they could catch up to us if they get the government that they want, but we'll see. I think it's going to be a few years, though. Judge rules some of accused Charlie Kirk assassin's court findings to be kept hidden. I'm not sure why. Report: Trump voters pressure him to ditch John Cornyn as Texas race intensifies. Well, if you're not going to get the SAVE Act, yeah, at least get rid of John Cornyn, because we're going to have to get rid of all these rhinos, including John Thune. Yeah. Thune's done. If he doesn't get the SAVE Act passed, I think he's cooked. More parents claim Texas border school principal covered up death threats. Waltz. Iran's shoot in all directions strategy is backfiring. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Dem Rep Smith, Iran war has exacerbated domestic terror threat problem. Oh, then we should probably stop because, you know, once you stop attacking, I'm sure the terrorists will go home and be happy. Adam, once you're in, you're in. Adam Schiff, Trump has not leveled with Americans. Iran war is unsustainable. But if it stops in a week, it doesn't matter. Buttigieg. Trump is unfit to be the commander-in-chief. Well, he's running for president. All right, moving on. Let's get to entertainment. I've spiraled into politics again. Academy Awards most protected event in Oscar history. Hollywood celebrates itself amid existential crisis. Rich get richer. Hollywood elites treat themselves to Oscar gift bags worth $350K in swag. All right, so let's go through the swag bag. I did this on Hollywoke Hot Take, but I also wanted to do it for you guys. So let's see. I don't have a rundown. Let's say. Now, this is a more general rundown. Let me see if I can find the one. New York Post had one. Oscars. Hold on. Oscars gift bag 2026. JC swag. Let's see. There were this is from Deseret. I don't know what that is. The distinctive asset gift bags are curated independently and are not affiliated with the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which organizes the Oscars. It's worth approximately $350K. Oh, here we go. This is a good list. 1. A luxury Costa Rican villa experience. Ooh. 2. An iconic super villa experience in Ibiza for up to 16 guests. Damn. I guess this is all free, but you probably got to pay for some stuff. A sculpt and lift facial. I think a bunch of female celebrities already took advantage of that one. A smile makeover package. Well, maybe if it's just your teeth. Ultra secure cryptocurrency storage. That could be handy. An elite body sculpting liposuction experience. I think a lot of them had that. I'd rather be fat. Kabuki inspired Japanese made luggage sets. A custom residential interior design package. All right. A 7-day transformative rejuvenating retreat. Is this all included, though? A tea tasting assortment tea chest. Well, that sounds nice. I like tea. A movie night maple gourmet gift box. Maple gourmet. I guess that would be like candy. Maybe it's just bottles of syrup you drink before the movie. A shower head. Handy. Fountain pens. I could use those. A 10-day restorative reset in Sri Lanka. Okay. Again, I wonder what's included. I wonder if you have to use your own private jet to get there or something. Facial rejuvenation procedures from a leading plastic surgeon. Yeah, I don't want that. I think it's bad. An electric flosser. Well, that could be handy. An electric flosser. Because, you know, the string always breaks, and that's, you know, no bueno. A luxury vegan handbag. I guess. Sunscreen. I'm sure it's very fancy sunscreen. JC, I think these companies offer their stuff for free because if the celebrities take advantage and post about it, it's worth the advertising. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's worth it if, like, Emma Stone goes to your Sri Lanka retreat and then you could take pictures of her, like, coming in and say, oh, Emma Stone came here. Sunscreen, an exclusive luxury Arctic villa getaway with views of the Northern Lights. Sounds cold. Perfume, hydro jug water bottle, a holistic portrait photography session, and edible gold crystals. Okay. Does every Oscar nominee get a gift bag? Not every Academy Award nominee goes home with an everybody wins gift bag. Distinctive Assets, the company behind the annual Swag Hall, selects the ceremony's top 25 acting and directing nominees. So only certain people get the bags. Interesting. So, I guess that's something. I lost my place again. All right, yeah, I was at Breitbart. Yeah, these are some of the items, I guess. There's a villa. There's a thing for your face, I guess. There's the kabuki luggage, and there's the ugliest sandal I've ever seen. So I guess it came with free sandals as well. What else? Sharon Osbourne urges celebrities to stop preaching politics at award shows. Joe Public needs an effing break. A little late, but I'll give it a light applause. Access Hollywood. Caramo and Steve Wilkos as NBCU ends syndicated production. What do you need Access Hollywood for? You have Hollywoke Hot Take now. I've ended the show after 30 years. I finally ended Access Hollywood. I used to hate those shows, by the way. Access Hollywood, Entertainment Tonight. I wanted them all go off the air. Who knew that one day I would do the show that would destroy them? Gwen Stefani said she became a real Christian after miracle pregnancy at 44 that son prayed for every night. All right. Composer Labyrinth declares effing Euphoria after working on season 3 of HBO's show. I'm done with this industry. Okay. This was a hilarious headline. Depressed Neil Young working on anti-Trump protest album. Talk about TDS. Oh, I'm so depressed. I'm working on an anti-Trump album now. Perhaps that will exorcise the demons and allow me to smile again. Teamsters Union asked DOJ to stop Paramount Warner Brothers merger. I don't think it's going to happen. And this was funny. This was from this week. Actress Wanda Sykes urges Stephen Colbert to go the hell off during his final show. Burn this bee down. So if you thought Stephen Colbert didn't have TDS enough, Wanda Sykes said he should go even further. I don't know what she means by that. Like, Stephen Colbert couldn't be more a TDS sufferer than anyone. I mean, he said everything possible. He's basically destroyed his show and his career for TDS. And now she's encouraging him. That's weird, right? It's like, Wanda, how much more damage do you want the guy to do to his career? I mean, at least he could go off the air on a high note, maybe. You know? At least have a best of show and cut out all the clips of him, you know, singing about the vaccine or Trump or whatever. Maybe garner a little bit of dignity. No, she says. Screw dignity. Go out on a high note. Even this dropped this week too. Entertainment media rips Stephen Colbert's long goodbye and ego trip. Yeah, because it's ridiculous, right? They announced he'll be leaving in May, And he's been slowly going off the air ever since. Like, oh, this is going to be the last time you're on my show because I'm going off the air in May. Like, just go off the air, dude. It's exhausting. Like, it was different when Dave Letterman did it. He had been on the air for like 30 years. I think Colbert's only been on for like 10. And he sucked for more than, like, almost the entire run, in my view. Letterman was legendary. I loved Letterman. He did some great stuff. He did different things. He had a wonderful last year where he brought back guests he hadn't seen in a long time. For the final show, he had Bill Murray, who was his first guest. He brought back every comedy bit he'd ever had on the show. He brought back Chris Elliott to do bits, stupid pet tricks, everything he did. And what's Colbert gonna do? Like, just go off the air, dude, or just do your show right. I mean, if you just did his show and got some damn ratings, they might save the show. They might say, oh, maybe we made a mistake with this. He's finally gotten some ratings here. But no, he was probably going to take Wanda's advice and go off on Trump. But who cares? Late night is done. Television's done. He's on the Star Trek Starfleet Academy show, by the way. He plays the AI dean of the school, whatever that is. So, adios. And finally, well, we already did this. Ooh, who's that in the middle? JC, Colbert should just stick to voice acting at this point. I think that's where he's probably headed, at least for a while. But he'll come back. I think he wants to be in, like, TV again. You know, just like narrative TV shows. He was funny back in the day. When he was on Strangers with Candy, he was good. Guerrilla artist Banksy was finally unmasked, by the way. JC, it'd be funny if he had played the AI Dean like his characters from Strangers with Candy. It would have been great. Yeah, but that show, would you even have noticed in that crazy show? Probably would have went right along. Let's take a look at what Banksy looks like. They got a picture of him, and it's amazing how long he hid himself. There he is. That's Banksy. Finally figured out who he is. Now he's probably going to get sued every time he puts up one of these paintings. His name is Robin Gunningham. JC asked me his name. So, Robert Gunningham. Or Robin Gunningham. JC, yikes. I think a lot of the reasons he hid was because, he's putting stuff up on walls and people could end up suing him. He could end up getting arrested now. But now he's so famous, maybe not. Brian Song, an influential blaxploitation actress, dead at 83. Let's see. Who is that? Judy Pace. I don't remember her. That's a shame. 83. Not a bad run. They say I'm what? Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu pokes fun at online assassination rumors. Doesn't seem like something you should be poking fun at, but okay. This is a opinion. The DEI scourge in K-12 education has only gotten worse since I blew the whistle on my own school. In some cases, that is true. I mean, in New Jersey, some places have gotten pushback and things have gotten a little better, but a lot of other places have just gotten worse. Oh my God, that's Al Pacino? Al Pacino, 85, and Noor Alfala, 32, make rare appearance together ahead of Oscars. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't look great in that picture. Kind of looks like he needs a haircut. Jack Schlossberg reveals he has a skeleton clad in a grandfather JFK's clothes and bizarre reason for it. That's weird. Megyn Kelly hits rival podcaster Mark Levin where it hurts. Sorry you have a micro penis. That seems too lowbrow, Megan. Come on. You're turning into the female Tucker Carlson, and he's in a big problem. He has a big problem right now, Tucker Carlson, by the way. JEC, AI has such a beautiful granddaughter, LOL. Or Al has such a beautiful granddaughter, LOL. Apparently, Tucker Carlson may have been used by the CIA to get the mullahs in Iran to believe that Trump was bluffing on the strikes. And that's why he was in the White House earlier this year. And now they're saying they may pursue criminal charges against Tucker because he may have divulged information to the mullahs or acted as a... He may have violated the Logan Act, but I thought you had to be a politician to violate that. Maybe not. So he may have represented the United States in some way with the mullahs. JC, very classy, Megan. I know, right? Like, how lame a joke is that? Micro penis joke. Israel confirms Michigan synagogue attacker's brother was Hezbollah terrorist commander. Again, you can't let people like this in the country unless they're super vetted. Now, it's possible the brother of a Hamas commander wants nothing to do with that life and genuinely wants to live an American life and be free. But you got to vet these people, man. You got to have much more vetting. A guy like this, it should have taken him like forever to become a citizen. It should have been like this arduous process where we like kept asking him, "Are you sure you're an American?" Like, you know, he should have had to fill out paperwork, and every time he got a speeding ticket, he got called back in the office like, "What the hell is this?" But there's no process, unfortunately, that makes any sense. JC, you have a tape measure on your tongue or something, Megan? I'll take your word for it. Ha! Nice. Yeah, here's part of the Tucker thing. Tucker Carlson claims CIA read his text with Iran is framing him as a foreign agent. I don't think they have to frame him. I think he may have messed up. I think he may have gone too far. But keep in mind, this all may have been a CIA like thing because Tucker's dad worked for the CIA. So he may have been a plant. So they may have wanted him to do all this. I don't know. Bizarre moment, passerby eats a lit cigarette live on TV during President Trump's Ohio visit. Okay. Chet Hanks resurfaces at Oscar parties with mom Rita Wilson after begging to be freed from Colombia. Well, I guess he got back home. Stray dog Buck, whose head was stuck in a bucket, rescued after huge search for poor pup. Aw, poor Buck. JC, what a king. New Jersey firefighters rescue woman through top floor window of high rise in dramatic video. Well, good for you guys. Tiny Long Island home with no bedroom lists for budget-friendly $330K as experts lament affordability crisis. Well, where do you sleep? That is a tiny house, though. So what is it? A bathroom, a kitchen, and a living room? Maybe you sleep in the living room? JEC, poor Buck got his head stuck in a bucket. There's a children's book in there somewhere. I know. This is Buck. He got his head stuck in a bucket. And that's why they call him Buck. The end. Two lost Doctor Who episodes broadcast only once in 1965 found stashed in a cardboard box. That's a big deal for Whovians. Can you imagine, like, maybe the old Doctor Who ones are like super based? Like Doctor Who has to stop immigration in the UK from aliens to save it. That'd be hilarious. Let's see. What else? Lindsey Vonn still in the hospital? Fires back at retirement talk after dad's plea following horrific Olympics injury. You going back on the slopes? I guess it's possible. They put enough metal rods in your body. JC, you'll write it, I'll illustrate it. LOL. Nice. Let's see. Where's Gavin? Newsom vanishes from California again for selfish reason. I don't care. Get this guy out of office forever. Woman narrowly escapes death after being attacked by a bear in her suburban LA home. Oof. Don't mess around with bears. Let's see. Inside Danny DeVito's drag premiere party, featuring surprise performance by John Stamos. Drag? That's weird. Okay, whatever. What's going on here? Team USA makes history with Paralympic sled hockey gold medal over Canada. Man, even our disabled people beat you guys at hockey. Imagine they beat the regular team. Oh, the Canadian team's so bad this year. They lost to the disabled guys. They don't have any legs and we lost. There's your children's book. The Canucks really took it on the chin this year. Hockey is all they have. Who the heck wants to see this? Oh, here's the queer baiting thing. Yeah, that's hilarious, Saturday Night Live. I can't wait to try the full penetration sketch. Let's see. Maine Dem Senate hopeful done apologizing for bad guys from Germany tattoo claims Jewish leaders found his excuse reasonable. Yeah, I'm sure if he was a Republican, the press and the Jewish leaders, they all would have gotten together and said, yeah, we understand why you had a bad guy from Germany tattoo. It was understandable. You probably tripped and fell and got a bad guy from Germany tattoo. You know, and just tripped and fell into the tattoo parlor and as you were falling said, I'd like a bad guy from Germany tattoo, and then got knocked out. When you woke up, it was too late to stop it. Must be too late to remove it too. JC, I didn't even realize the Olympics happened this year. Maybe the Canadian team didn't realize they were supposed to be playing, had to settle for silver this time around. Yeah, maybe it was they were all replaced by trans women or trans men. I don't know. Canada's lost, man. Canada's in such bad shape. The Chinese are still trying to get here, but they own Canada. They're like running Canada into the ground. One article I saw, they have a rare minerals mine in Canada. I forget the name of the substance. But the Chinese bought it. The Canadians let them buy it. It's the only one they had, and the Chinese shut it down. I think that's mainly so we can't get it. I don't think they consider the Canadians a threat, but how stupid does your government have to be to have one mine full of a important mineral that people need, whether your country needs it or not? I mean, it's the only mine you have in this particular substance, and you allow a foreign country to buy it and then shut the mine down. That's crazy. Everybody in Canada should be furious over that, but I think only a handful of people are. But that's a little preview of what will happen to this country if we allow it, unfortunately. Well, that's a better dress. Hollywood's thin trend as health experts warns of malnutrition and muscle waste. Well, they are looking very skinny. But that's a much nicer dress on Emma Stone, I think. But they should not be taking these drugs. Even her face there, this must be, I don't know, I get BAFTA 8, I don't know when that was, but even her face there, that looks like they didn't do the operation on her yet. If you look at Jenna Ortega, she looks like she's already had the cheek thing. Her cheeks look very pulled in. And Demi Moore, she just has great genes. I mean, she just can't seem to age. Good for her. Forbes' annual World's Billionaire list is full of Epstein cronies. Here's who's in the files. Okay. Well, this is one kind of list. Bill Gates, of course. We all knew that. Looks like Richard Branson. Sure. Hung out with the English entrepreneurs Necker Island in 2013. Epstein brought the girls each time. Here's Bill Gates. Who's this dude? Victoria's Secret founder Les Wexner. Okay. Google co-founder Sergey Brin, 52, third richest man in the world, visited Epstein Island in 2007. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. James Staley, Lawrence Summers, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates, and Boris Nikolic standing together. Oof. But then again, a lot of these guys didn't know who he was. Howard Lutnick, former Cantor Fitzgerald CEO and the 542nd richest person with a family fortune of $7.2 billion, lived next door to Epstein. Does that mean anything? Imagine having $7.2 billion and you're not even close to being the richest person in the world. That's kind of amazing when you think about it. Oh, look at that statue in the background. Speaking of flat chests, LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, 58, the 1,560th richest person with $2.7 billion, visited Epstein Island in 2014. And apparently ate his weight in seafood. My God. He looks a little chunky in that picture. Let's see. Private equity founder Leon Black, 74. Hedge fund funder Glenn Dubin, 68. Hyatt Hotels heir Tom Prickster, 75. These were all mega rich guys. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, of course, he's getting a lot of flack. Yeah. So, but again, these guys, they may have hung out with Epstein, but they may not have done anything. But if they went to the island, that's like another step, I think. But still, it's possible you went to the island, you just hung out and got drunk, or didn't even get drunk, just hung out, swam, went home. It must suck if that's you did that, right? Like you had no idea about Epstein. You say, yeah, I guess I go to the island for the weekend, and then you went. You had a great time, right? But you didn't do anything, right? You went to the island. You went swimming. You had some food, and you met some other billionaires, and you just thought, oh, that was a pretty good time. Maybe Epstein didn't even try to like blackmail you or anything. And then you got home and you're like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. And then you get a call like, oh dude, you shouldn't have gone to that island. What? I had a great time. Oh dude, I hope you didn't have sex with anybody. No, I'm a married man. What are you talking about? Well, we've heard rumors. And then you get all the rumors and you're like, oh man. And then maybe you like promise never to go again, but it doesn't matter. You're already into emails. So a friend of mine, he wasn't in the emails, but he knows somebody that was in the emails. I can't say is his friend, but he sort of knows him. I don't want to tell you who it is, but it's just kind of funny. Horror as boy 10 stabs 7-year-old girl at luxury California area school. Ooh. Jesus. October 7th survivor has blistering message for New York City Mayor Mamdani's grape hoax believing wife. I can't even believe that's a headline. Oh, the legendary guitarist for Motorhead died this week, in case you didn't know. Razorfist is, of course, very upset. And he suggests you listen to the legendary album from Motorhead, Inferno. I think we're just about out of gas here. Rock legend surprises guest to serve barbecue at LA Backyard Bash. Place your bets. Dave Grohl. It's Dave Grohl. Coming to serve barbecue. Well, that's nice of him. And are we at the end? Oh. Nah. Don't want to watch that. I think that's it, folks. That's it. That's it for the Oscars. So what did we learn? What did we learn this week? Well, we learned the Oscars are almost meaningless. And they still dress funny and have way too much money, and they get free presents, which I don't really care, because most of those presents I would throw away. Except the food. I would keep the food, but the rest are little use to me. I would sell them. Sell them on eBay. Yeah, get a good price. What else did we learn? Well, let me tell you about, I did want to tell you about my birthday party a little bit. I had the awesome cake, which I told you about earlier. We learned that. We had like a present opening time, which I don't think I ever did that. That was kind of fun. And we had sushi, and the cake was amazing. I guess I did tell you everything, but we learned that I had a good time. And I don't often have birthday parties, so I was pretty psyched. And another shout out to the girlfriend for putting that all together. She also completely rearranged the house in order to make it look really nice for the party, which was nice too, because My house was kind of a wreck because I don't really clean all that often because I'm by myself and it's, it's like a whole house. I don't go to a lot of the rooms in the house. Not that it's that big, but I'm just one person. So I mainly stay here where my computer is, locked on the screen all day. Joan really liked the party, by the way. She was a big hit. People liked the cute, fluffy dog. The guest dog, we had to kind of keep her away from people because she's a little too excited, a little too big, jumps on people. But she came down at one point, and I had to hold her leash while she interacted. So it was a good time. It was a good time. What else? What else? I guess that's about it. This week. Yeah, nothing really going on. Oh, and the Firefly thing, I guess. I don't know. There's nothing really going on. More things are being canceled than there is to be excited about in movies. Oh, you know what we should do? We should check in with the Oscars one last time. See if we got any data on what the hell won or lost or whatever. Yeah, let's scroll up here. One last check. Let me just make sure it's loaded. See what awards. Best Picture's last, so we won't hear from that. Best Supporting Actor Sean Penn, one battle after another. That was one of my picks. I figured he would get it. There was a lot of buzz about that, and so again, I think they want one battle after another to win the most Oscars, so that was one that was definitely in the pipeline. He's been due for an Oscar. He won one before, I forget for what, but okay, you got Best Supporting Actress was Amy Madigan, of course. Best Adapted Screenplay, one battle after another. So that was definitely, this was a prediction from Variety the other day. I agreed with this because this is an easy win. A lot of people don't care about the screenplay win. So, and plus it's a adaptation. And they, again, I think they just want to give one battle after another, a lot of Oscars, a high number of them. Best Original Screenplay was Sinners. Now, this is the sort of consolation prize for Ryan Coogler because I don't think he's going to get Best Director. I think it's going to go to Paul Thomas Anderson for one battle after another. K-Pop Demon Hunters, we did that one. We did casting, of course, was one battle. Live action short, makeup, we did that. Original score, Sinners. That was another one of my picks. Sinners did have a lot of music in it. It was pretty good. And it was more music, more of a music movie. One battle after another, I don't think really had a lot of music per se. It was just sort of a regular movie with music in it. Cinematography didn't happen yet. Documentary, Mr. Nobody Against Putin. I don't know what that is. Documentary short, All Empty Rooms. Don't know what that is. Production design, we did that one. Sound. This was another prediction from Variety. On point. I agreed with this one too. F1. F1 was going to win something because I hear the movie's really, really good. And they needed to throw it a bone. So there it is. And it was probably pretty good in terms of the race cars because it was, you can imagine sitting in the theater in the IMAX sound and hearing the race cars go from speaker to speaker or whatever. So visual effects, Avatar, fire and arse, tired and arse. You can imagine this was going to win for visual effects, right? Then I picked this one too. This was also predicted by Variety. So, I mean, F1, I'm sure had some, but who cares? Jurassic World, again, who cares? That The Lost Bus, that was about forest fires. Sinners had some effects, but come on, you're going to compare it to, I mean, that's a one thing Avatar, I would agree, has, tons of is visual effects. Visually, it's amazing. I would turn off the sound and listen to music rather than watch the movie. All right, so that's the update. More Oscars to come, but whatever. My prediction is one battle after another. Best Picture, Best Director, Actor. Let's see. Lead actor. I don't know, man. Maybe Michael B. Jordan. He should win out of that list. DiCaprio, I don't know. He's always great, so it might be him. I don't think Timothy Chalamet deserves it at all, but whatever. Actress, possibly Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue, but I think this is her first nomination, so maybe not. So could really be any of them. I don't know. I think Variety picked Jessie Buckley and Hamnet. It's been in a lot of stuff. It would offset The Bride, so maybe they'll just give it to her. I don't know, but we'll see. So those are the top four that hasn't dropped yet, but we'll pick it up tomorrow on Hollywoke Hot Take. And that's it for me, Tony D, Little Joan, and Guest Dog. Thanks for tuning in tonight. What's up for me on the week? I'm not doing anything this week. It's St. Patty's Day. I'm going to be editing book 20 of the Pineys, having a good time, checking out my birthday gifts and writing thank you texts and notes and whatnot. Saturday, I'll be at the church market, and I forget the name of the church, but it's in Mantua, New Jersey, from 10 to 2. They're having a big market there, so I'll be selling my books then. And that's about it for this week. I got to get on the horn and get some more gigs. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. More videos. I shortchanged a video yesterday. I got to make up that. So I got to do some more videos tonight. And that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.